Uh, you don't seem to be, you don't hold any anger. You don't seem to be very angry about this at all.
No anger.
Never, ever?
No, I don't think I've ever been angry. Felt guilty, and that type of thing, but never, never anger. And never anger towards, like work, my mom's work, or my mom, or, I feel like everyone was doing what they were supposed to be doing. No anger at my father for taking me back to Iowa so quickly. Everyone, I think, did the best they could with the situation at hand. And
You ever talk to any of those classmates you had back there?
I do. I'm probably still in contact with only like 3 or 4 of them, but my closest friend I've stayed in contact with the whole time, and then more recently have come into contact with more. Facebook has helped out a lot with trying to find those people, and it's nice to come back and there's people who are still here. There's people still in Colorado Springs. Oh, I swear, their kids go to the same school. It's just, crazy.
What school did you go to?
I was at Sabin Junior High School. So, and probably the best thing that came out of it was that my teacher from Sabin, I am so close to her. I mean, I see her. Since then, I pretty much saw or talked to her at least once a year since the event. And now that I've moved here, I mean, I see her, and not all the time because she's still out in Colorado Springs and it's a little drive, but I can see her and I can talk to her and I can communicate with her. I can talk to her about, anything. And I don't know if there's many people who can say that they're that close to, a teacher that was so influential in their lives, and that they can have that relationship still. And I mean, it's just amazing that something like that can grow out of what happened.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah.
Sorry. Get that in the microphone on you? That must have been, the levels must have been like that. So you have a great relationship with your teacher, and you still keep in touch with all their friends. Do they talk about it at all?
My teacher doesn't really talk about it. She didn't know my mom very well, so she doesn't talk about it. But at the same time, I saw her recently, and she and I were talking about the next time I was coming down to Colorado Springs, and she said, I told her, well, we'll be coming down for the anniversary. It's been 20 years. And she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been 20 years. I said, yeah, there's probably going to be, some people meeting. And she's like, immediately, she's like, if you want me to come with you, ask me to come and I'll come with you. And she says, if you want a place to stay the night before, your family can stay in my house. And she was asking all these things. And she didn't have to say it. I knew it. I mean, I knew that if I needed her to come, she would do that. I mean, I don't know if she realized that she was a huge part of that time of my life. It was just a few days, but she really supported me. And I haven't ever shared it with her, but she actually wrote a little letter to my school the day of when I came back to school, and she learned everything. And it talks about how much I meant to her, and that if I wanted to stay and live with her and complete the school year and not move back to Iowa so quickly, that she would offer that to me. And I knew that I couldn't do that. I couldn't, because I knew my sister was going back. I knew I couldn't be without, I couldn't leave my father, and that I had these responsibilities already as the oldest sibling. I had to go back and be with my family in Iowa. I couldn't just be by myself in Colorado. But the fact that she wrote that letter and that the school gave me that letter, I have that letter still. Wow. And I realized she was thinking of my best interest, and to this day she thinks of my best interests. And that's so amazing. It's just so amazing. So the fact that she's still there, and that I can go back to her, is just, it makes me very, very happy.
What's her name?
So her name is Marie Sullivan. She's a retired teacher now, but she still lives in Colorado Springs, still a huge influence, I think, on teachers down there. And I don't know, I know she's got other students like me. I know she does. I don't know if she's got anyone who bugs her quite as much as I do, but I know she has other students that have been, just as astounded by her as I am. But it's one of those unique things that I know I wouldn't have forgotten her, but I know I wouldn't be this close if that wouldn't have happened.
So it seems to me that you have a lot of good memories of Colorado Springs.
I do. I don't know if I could have moved back to Colorado Springs. I have not to that point. It's still very emotional to be in that town, to go down there, because every turn is a memory, I can just drive into town and remember just little things about just living there, and everything has to do with my mother. So again, it's just kind of emotional. But I like it. I like that emotional. And I almost want to save it as that. I want it to always be that emotional. I don't want it to be where eventually I'm driving down Academy Boulevard and I don't think of it as being, oh, remember this, remember that. It's more of I'm on a commute, I'm just trying to drive home, I like that that's still that area.
Had you been to Widefield Park before the crash?
Never. Honestly, Widefield, literally I knew of the towns, but I couldn't have told you anything about it.
You didn't live anywhere near that part of town?
No.
So what kind of emotional attachment do you have to the park now?
Every time I go there, it seems so calm and peaceful that's what I like about it. It's just this, I don't know if I just pick the days that it always is that way, but it always seems like every time I go there, it's the same type of day. It's a cloudless day, bright and sunny, a little bit too windy, and I always think that that's just like the day of the crash. But it's so peaceful too. So it just makes me feel peaceful. So I like that it's always that way. I don't know if I've just been lucky or somebody's bringing me that peaceful day, but that's what I like, is that the day reminds me of the day of the crash, but it's peaceful. So.